Hello students, hope you all are doing safe at home. I am Mrs. Saranya Yuvraj. I will be handling computer science for you children. So today we are going to see a lesson called Log on to MS Access. Okay, do you all know what is MS Access? MS Access is nothing but it is a database management system. Okay, MS Access is a database management system published by Microsoft Corporation. Okay, so MS Access it is used to store data permanently in the computer. Okay, so before going into the lesson, I would like to share few details regarding computer and computer science. Okay, so I hope you all are aware of the basic things regarding computer science, is it? Okay, let me have a quick recap for what are all you studied in your previous class. So what is computer science generally? Computer science is the study of what computers can do and the process that we are handling to make the computer function. Okay, so it is the study of computer and the process we are performing to get the desired result from the computer is called computer science. Okay, so today you can see computers everywhere, right? So computer plays a vital role today. Okay, so computers are being used in hospitals, supermarkets, schools, colleges. What are the basic parts of computer, do you know? Computer consists of 4 major parts. Okay, I think these things you have studied in your previous class. So let me have a short recap. Okay, so computer consists of 4 major parts. What are all the 4 parts of computer? Input, output, central processing unit and memory, right? So input, what is input? Input is nothing but it consists of anything that you add into the computer. Okay, so input you are giving to the computer to get the desired result. Okay, so input consists of anything that is getting added into the computer. So what are all the examples of input device? Yeah, so for examples of input devices are microphone, keyboard and mouse. Okay, so what is microphone? By using microphone we'll be giving we'll be giving audio input to the computer, right? So keyboard, we are using keyboard to type something that is getting added into the computer. By using mouse we can drag or select something, right? So next part of the computer is called output. So what is output? Output is the written form from the computer. By giving input, the system performs some operation and the desired result it is giving back, right? It is called output. So examples of output devices are screen and speakers. Okay, by using speakers we'll be able to hear audio and video from the system. So by using screen it shows the output from the system. Okay, so the next part is called CPU. CPU, what is CPU? Central processing unit. Okay, so central processing unit is located on the motherboard. Okay, so central processing unit is otherwise called as what? Brain of the computer. Okay, because it is a very essential part. Processor is the essential part in the computer where it performs all the operations. Okay, so where CPU is located? It is located on the motherboard. So where all the input and output operation goes into the CPU. Okay, then the fourth part is called memory. What is memory? Memory is commonly referred as random access memory. Okay, RAM. So it is the part where the information gets stored in the computer. In phone you will be seeing, right? Memory you will be having. So it shows the storage space of the phone. Likewise, computer also has memory which is commonly called as random access memory. Okay, so it is a part where the information gets stored in the computer. And the next topic we are going to see is types of computers. You are all aware of this, right? There are four types of computers. The first type is called supercomputer. What is supercomputer? It is a computer that performs at the highest possible computing power. Okay, it is one of the feature of the supercomputer. It has highest possible computing power, so that we can perform some risky operations using supercomputer. Okay, the next one is called server computer. So server computer, it runs on server operating system. Okay, the third one what we use is called personal computer. It is a computer which we use for personal use. From the name itself you can see it, right? So personal computer examples are desktop, laptop. Okay, so the next one is called microcontroller. What is microcontroller? Microcontroller, it is nothing but a small circuit designed to perform specific task. Okay, so these are all the four types of computers. Okay, so let us go into this lesson. Log on to MS Access. Okay, as I told you already, MS Access is nothing but it is a database management system published by Microsoft Corporation. Okay, so today we use computers to permanently store data that could be accessed easily for future processing. So why do we use computers? To store some data for our future processing. Permanently we can store data in the computer. Okay, so how do we store data in the computer? By using in the form of text or Word documents or Excel workbooks. Okay, so these are all the types for storing data in the computer. So we use to store data in the form of text or Word documents. MS Word you all know, right? So or Excel workbooks. These are also the MS Office package. Okay, so what is database and its need? What is database? A database is a collection of data that could be easily arranged in a way to give out the desired result. Okay, what is database? So database, it is nothing but it is the collection of the data. So collection of data is arranged in a way. Okay, it is easily arranged in a way to give the desired result. It is database. Okay, so next we can see some illustrations. The real need for a database arises in situations to store huge amount of data. Here in this example we'll be seeing adding voter list. Okay, so example, add new voters to list of voters. Okay, store huge amount of data. Here database is used in this example to store huge amount of data. For example, we'll be adding so many voters into the list of voters. Okay, the next need is retrieve specific amount of data. In this example, get the list of senior citizens from the voters list. Do you understand, children? So what it refers? We'll be adding some new voters to the voters list. Okay, so out of the total voters list, we'll be separating senior citizens from the list. Okay, so database is used to separate specific content from the list. Okay, so next need manage a very large amount of data. Example, maintain the complete voter list of a country. Database maintains the overall voters, the complete voters in a country. So these are all the three needs of database while explaining this example. Okay, so next thing is retrieving and managing a very large amount of data manually is an extremely difficult task, is it? So manually if we manage a large amount of data, it will be so difficult for us, right? So here database usage arises. Okay, so by using database we can add new record, or we can modify, or we can edit something, okay, in a microseconds. Okay, that is the main advantage of database. So managing manually data is very difficult task. So databases are used to maintain or edit a new record in a microseconds. Okay, so next, traditional databases are organized by fields, records and files. Okay, so see this example. Here it is given a telephone directory. Okay, telephone directory consists of name, address and contact number. Okay, so these are all the fields. Name, address and contact number are the fields. See here what it denotes. A field is a single piece of information. What is field? It is a single piece of information. Here in this example you can see name is a single information, address is a single piece of information, contact number is a single information. Okay, so in this telephone directory example, name, address and contact number are the fields. The next is called, what is record? A record is one complete set of fields. By using fields we'll be adding some datas, right? So these datas are called records. So a field is a single piece of information. A record is nothing but it is one complete set of fields. The overall fields are enclosed, it is called record. A file is a collection of records. So these records are collected, okay, and make one file. So these are all the main features of traditional databases. Let me have a quick recap. So traditional databases are organized by fields, records and file. What is field? Field is nothing but a single piece of information. In this example, name, address and contact number are the fields. Okay, next, a record is one complete set of fields. So here in this example, the data given under the name, address and contact number are the records. Okay, so these are the records of the field. Next, file. What is file? It is a collection of records. The records are collected and make one file. Okay, so consider a telephone book file containing a list of records, each having 3 fields: name, address and contact number. Do you understand, children? See, here we'll be seeing this in detail. So field. A field is a column in a table that stores the same type of information. So in the above example, we have seen, right? Name, address and contact number are the fields. So it is a column in a table. Okay, horizontal is the row and vertical section is the column. Okay, so a field is a column in a table. This is a telephone directory table where name, address and contact number are the fields. So it makes one column in a table, okay, which have the same type of information. So in the above example, name, address, contact number are the same type of information. A field is called a key or an attribute. Okay, so next is record. What is a record? A collection of fields make one record. It stores all information about a single entity. See, in the given example, the name, address and contact number of a single person make one record. See, in this example, name, address, contact number are the fields, right? So it stores the information of the same person. See, the first person is called Ram, right? So Ram and 5th 6th Avenue North Road, it is the address of Mr. Ram, and contact number 22891256, it is the contact number of Mr. Ram. So it makes a record of a single person. Okay, that is called single entity. So in the above example, name, address, contact number of a single person make one record. The total information about a single entity, single field is called a record. Okay. So next we are going to see database model. Okay, what is database model? A database model is a type of data model that determines the manner in which data can be stored, organized and manipulated. Okay, do you understand? Database model, it is nothing but it is a type of a data model. Okay, so it checks whether the data can be stored, organized and manipulated in a efficient way. Okay, so there are 4 types of database models are available. Okay, the first one is called hierarchical model, next one is relational model, third is called network model, fourth is called object oriented model. Okay, what is database model? It is a type of data model, that is how we can store data. Okay, it is a data model which determines the how data can be stored in a efficient way. Okay, see this diagram. The first one denotes A. You will be able to see, right? A denotes hierarchical model, whereas this B denotes relational model, C denotes network model, D denotes object oriented model. Okay, so structure of types of database model, these are the 4 structures of database model. Okay, see, these models store data in files, but the way they are stored and retrieved is different. All these 4 models store data in a database. Okay, so but the way how it stores, that differs. Okay, the most widely used database model is relational model. We have seen 4 types, right? So out of these 4 types, relational model is widely used database model. Okay, so we'll be seeing this in detail. What is relational database? Relational database contains data stored in the form of tables that are related to each other. Okay, so relational database, it contains data stored in the form of tables that are related to each other. See, in this example, students scores, these are all the 2 tables. Okay, I mean these are the 2 tables that are related to each other. This course explains about the students. Okay, let me explain you. A table is a collection of related data stored in the form of rows and columns. Okay, what is table basically? Table is nothing but it contains horizontal section and vertical section, right? So horizontal section is called rows and the vertical section is called column. Okay, a table, see, students, this table, see this example, students is a heading of the table where it contains registered number, student name, join date and course number. Okay, it makes the column of the table, whereas 1000, Priya, the date and course number, and these details denotes the rows of the table. A key that can be used to uniquely identify a row in a table is called a primary key. See this example. List of students registered for different courses are organized in 2 tables. In this example, students are listed out, okay, whereas they are registered for different courses organized in 2 tables. See, in the student table, registered number, the first column is there, right? So registered number is the primary key. Why do we say it is primary key? Because it is the key which uniquely identify a row in a table. Okay, in the students table, registered number is the primary key. In the course table, course number is the primary key. Course number field in the student table is called the foreign key. See, here in student table, the last column is there, right? Course number. what it denotes? It is the foreign key. Why do we say it is foreign key? Nothing, it is nothing but because it is related to the course number of the course table. Do you understand, children? Let me explain you clearly. See, the course number field in the students table is related to the course number column of the course table, right? So it is called foreign key. Okay, see, in the students table, register number is the primary key. In the course table, course number is the primary key. The course field in the student table is called foreign key because it is related to the course number field of the course table. The column of the student, last column of the student table is related to the first column of the course table. So the field in the last column of the student table is called foreign key, whereas the first column of the student table and the first column of the course table is called primary key. So let us go to the next topic, database management system. As I told you, this lesson is about MS Access. It is a database management system. So what is database management system? Database management system is a software which helps to create and manage a database. DBMS, it is nothing but it is a software which we use to create and manage a database. Why do we use database? To store the permanent data in the computer, we'll be using database. Okay, so it works based on one of the database models described above. We have already seen 4 types of database models, right? Hierarchical model, network model, relational model, object oriented model, right? You can see here. Create and manage a database. DBMS software is used. Then it works based on the database models described above. Next we'll be seeing what is RDBMS. Okay, what is RD? Relational Database Management System. What is RDBMS? Relational Database Management System. RDBMS is a database management software that implements the relational model. Okay, so what is RDBMS? It is a database management software, okay, management system software that implements the relational model. We have already seen 4 types of database models, right? In that I have already told you the most widely used database model is called relational model. Okay, so RDBMS is a database management system software that implements where it use relational database model. Okay, so there are many relational database management system software available. Some of the examples are MS Access, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, so MS Access is a relational database management system software. Okay, so see here in Tech Corner what it is given. The latest versions of Oracle incorporate the object-oriented model, and hence the software is termed as ORDBMS, Object Relational Database Management System. See the latest version of Oracle. Here in Oracle we are using object-oriented model. Okay, so hence it is termed as Object Relational Database Management System. Okay. So next we'll be seeing about MS Access. So what is MS Access? Just now I have told you MS Access is a relational database management system. Okay, so it can be effectively used to create databases. It is a part of Microsoft Office suite. I told you this already, right? So MS Access database is made up of tables, queries, forms and reports. Okay, MS Access is a relational database management system where it uses relational database model to store data. Okay, so it is used to create databases. It is a part of Microsoft Office. Okay, so MS Access database is made up of, what are these parts? Tables. Okay, tables are the main storage containers of the data entered into the database. See here in this, see B, it is the relational model, right? Here you'll be seeing, right, here there are so many tables are present. So tables are the main storage containers of the data entered into the database. So, queries is nothing but, queries can calculate, group, filter, join tables, update data, delete data, view data, create reports, etc. Queries is nothing but, queries are used in a database to calculate. If we are performing some operations, so queries can calculate. Okay, it group, it filters, it separate out. Okay, it separate out, and it joins one or more tables. It update the new data, it can delete the new data, will be able to view the data. Okay, it can also create reports by using queries. Okay, next, forms. Forms are the primary interfaces through which the users of the database enter data to be stored in tables. So forms are the primary interfaces. Forms is a primary interface through which we enter data, okay, to be stored in the tables. Next is called reports. Reports can be generated by using the data in the table through queries. They can be printed and viewed. Okay, so MS Access database is made up of basically 4 parts. The first is called tables. Tables is nothing but, it is the main storage area of the data that the user, that is we enter into the database. Okay, next is called queries. Queries is the main part of the database model where it calculates, it performs the operations, right? It calculates, it groups, it filters, it join table, it update data or delete data, it views data, it creates reports, etc. The next feature is called forms. What are forms? Forms of the primary interfaces, okay, through which we enter data to the database model. So next, reports. Reports can be generated by using the data in the table through queries. So reports can be, we can print the report, we can view the report. Okay, report can generated by using the data that we are entering into the table. Okay, these are the 4 basic things regarding MS Access. Okay children, I think this is enough for today's class. So all of you take a book and just recap the topics what all we have covered today. The remaining lesson we'll be seeing in the next class. Okay, yeah, take care.